You know, I'd like to see you, if you're gonna do it to somebody that has the same sort of makeup as you.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to spend too long on this particular video because I'm working on a few different projects right now. Some projects that I'm actually really excited about. Not that I don't enjoy posting content such as I do, but I'm trying to get back to some of my original content. And a lot of you definitely have been asking for it and reminding me of that. And most of you already know why I had to pivot away on some of the content that I was posting. You know, after a while, you keep posting the same content over and over again, and you keep getting spanked for posting that particular content. You'd be a fool not to try something new. And so that's what I did. So going forward, I want to try to ease my way back into posting some of my original content. If y'all like it, y'all like it. And if you don't, you don't. But, you know, like I said, I enjoy posting the sports content and the entertainment content. But at some point, with so much going on in the world and so much knowledge and so much information that needs to be shared and relate to one another, at some point you want to tap into that, or at least I know I do. And I know some of y'all do too, because like I said, y'all been clamoring for some of my older stuff in the comment section. And so just know that I'm working on it and it's coming soon. But as for this particular video, Mr. Draymond Green, Mr. Fake Tough Guy, because that's what he is. He's a fake tough guy. If I ever seen one, that's what it looks like as far as the NBA goes. If Draymond Green was actually about that action, then for as long he's been in the league, for as long he's been in the NBA, he would have had a brush up with somebody with the same makeup as him. But it hasn't happened. You know, he's had his brush ups with the likes of LeBron James. And I'm not trying to say LeBron James is not a tough guy or the kind of guy that won't step up to the plate and defend himself. I'm not trying to say that at all about LeBron James. But I will say this, he's still the face of the league. And so LeBron James is not about to throw down with anybody. He's got too much to lose. When you start doing movies in Hollywood and doing Space Jams, you're not fighting. And Draymond Green is somebody who knows that, and he took advantage of that. He's very calculated with his antics. And so he's knocking a Jordan Poole out, one of his former teammates, who's about 4 inches shorter and 40 pounds lighter than a Draymond Green. You know, he's stomping on a Sabonis in the chest, somebody who's not known to be about that action. And so, like I said, Draymond Green is very calculated in his antics and his on-court attacks. And he's not the first, and he won't be the last. Kevin Garnett was a fake tough guy. I remember when he messed around and tried it with Dwight Howard one season. Dwight wasn't having it. And y'all can say what y'all want about Dwight Howard. Y'all can say what y'all want. He may have a hankering for bussy every now and then, but that's not the kind of guy you want to see in a dark alley. And I mean that in more ways than one. That's not the kind of dude you want to see in a dark alley. That's a little innuendo. I'm sure y'all can figure that one out. So like I said, Kevin Garnett messed around and found out with Dwight. Dwight wasn't backing down, and you can tell in this little altercation that Kevin Garnett didn't want any. He was relying on his teammates, the referee, and everybody else to come in between them. All that performative play, jumping around, acting like you're gonna do something, that's the first sign of somebody that's not ready to throw down. And that's not even the most egregious one. The most egregious one to me, and some of y'all will probably remember this one, is when Anthony Peeler stood right in front of him and gave him a shot with his elbow right to his chin. And Kevin Garnett didn't do nothing. And this is back when the NBA used to let him throw down a little bit. This is back when the NBA used to let him go at it. This is back before the malice and the palace. And everybody saw this one. And this is when the NBA went on notice about Kevin Garnett. And everybody saw what time it really was with Kevin Garnett. You got somebody that's half your size going straight at you, puts an elbow right to your chin, and you don't do nothing, and you're supposed to be this enforcer, and you're supposed to be this guy that doesn't back down from nobody. And that's what happens to fake tough guys. Eventually somebody's gonna call your bluff, and Kevin Garnett got called out by a few guys in the NBA.
Two of those guys, I would probably say I consider tough guys, and that's more so mentally tough. And one of those guys just do a lot of this. That's not tough at all. So
I understand.
I want to take KG. You probably want to take KG off that tough guy list.
And so Kevin Garnett was another one that knew who to try his antics on. And it's the same situation with the Draymond Green.
like it was an accident.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't
like,
mean to-
like,
yeah,
like,
okay,
come on,
all
man.
right. Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
I understand you may have been acting a certain way. You're a bad actor to get a foul, but in the end, you didn't get the necessarily fouls that you thought you was gonna get. So you decided to basically attack a dude, hit a dude because you can with those players. It's interesting when I look at it, and I love Draymond, man, and when I see him, I'm gonna have a conversation with him. You picking on dudes that just, for me, just is weird. Like, I ain't really seen you go at Julius Randle. Maybe y'all got a issue and y'all cool or whatever, but I haven't seen the enforcers.
That's a good point.
I've only
I
seen
agree.
you attack outside LeBron James. You going at the dudes that are, you know, people like Sabonis, this nice guy.
Yes.
You know, Rudy Gobert, people don't really like because of the whole
I know, but
situation
he's
that
almost
happened.
too nice a guy.
But he's
Yeah.
not looking to fight.
No.
Like now, all of a sudden, you do this to Nurkic. Nurkic is not. He's just looking to play basketball.
He's just a good dude. He's not gonna
So,
fight. Yeah.
you know, I'd like to see you. If you're gonna do it to somebody that has the same sort of makeup as you.
And so absolutely, I 100% agree with Keyshawn Johnson on this one. Now don't get it wrong, the NBA's had some real tough guys over the years. Some real enforcers that would mix it up and that would try it with anybody. I would have to put Dennis Rodman up there. Somebody that wasn't afraid to mix it up with the likes of Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone. Somebody that would try his antics on anybody. And that's another one that a lot of NBA players, I won't say they were scared of, but you don't know what he's gonna do. You're talking about the ultimate live wire. You don't know if he's gonna come down the court and hit you with an elbow or kiss you in your ear. You never know. And he's somebody that's not afraid to be hit. Dennis Rodman's the kind of dude that you could probably hit 10 times and he may or may not hit you back. I'm talking about somebody that's that unpredictable. And so for most people, when they're dealing with somebody like that, they usually leave them alone. Unpredictability is the scariest thing in the world for a lot of people. And so you never mess with the crazy dude. And so like I said, we've had a long list of tough guys in the NBA, but the same goes for the fake tough guys. We've got a long list of those too. And Draymond Green is definitely up in that conversation. And so I think this time the NBA is going to drop the hammer on Draymond Green. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was suspended somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 games this time. Because you can't have players out here getting free sucker shots off on players under the guise of, oh, it was an accident. I just flailed my arms and they landed where they land. Or I just kicked my leg out and it landed where it landed. Especially in a league that prides itself in protecting its players and making sure that their players are not allowed to fight. And ironically enough, it's the NFL and the NBA that are really the ones that don't allow their players to protect themselves and really go at it like they used to. And so it's really only baseball and hockey that allow their players to go at it. And I'm not even going to go down that road, but y'all know what I'm talking about and y'all get the drift on what I'm talking about. And so if you're not going to let the players fight in the NBA and you're not going to let them protect themselves and go at it, then you can't let players like Draymond Green get these free sucker shots off either. And so like I said, I wouldn't be surprised this time if he got about 10 to 15 games. But go ahead and chime in below and let me know how y'all feel on this one. And as usual, peace and chaos.